What if I told you an 8-year-old boy died twice in one day and came back with messages from Jesus himself? This isn't fiction. This is the incredible true story of Landon Whitley, and what he saw on the other side will change how you think about life and death forever. Picture this. You're driving home from church on a peaceful Sunday afternoon. Your family is laughing, talking about the service. Then in one split second, everything changes. A horrific crash. Your husband dies instantly. Your 8-year-old son stops breathing. But here's where the story gets absolutely mind-blowing. If you've ever wondered what happens when we die, if heaven is real, or if there's something waiting for us beyond this life, you need to hear what happened next. And if this story gives you chills like it did me, smash that like button and hit the notification bell so you never miss these incredible stories. October 19, 1997. Just another Sunday in Oklahoma. The Whitley family were driving home from church when disaster struck. An ambulance racing to save someone else's life came barreling through an intersection and slammed into their car at full speed. Andy was killed instantly. Julie was critically injured. But young Landon's situation was even worse. Rescuers couldn't find him at first. When they finally pulled him from the wreckage, he wasn't breathing. His little body was broken, his brain severely damaged. Here's what's absolutely incredible. Landon died that day. Not once, but twice. First at the scene of the accident. Then again on the way to the hospital. But what happened during those moments when Landon was clinically dead will blow your mind. Because this 8-year-old boy saw something that would change everything. While doctors fought to save his life, Landon was experiencing something extraordinary. He wasn't in that broken body anymore. He wasn't in pain. He was in heaven. Landon describes walking on streets made of pure gold. The light wasn't like anything on earth. It was warm, welcoming, and filled with love. But here's what gets even more incredible. Landon didn't just see a beautiful place. He met people. Real people. First, he encountered Jesus himself. Not as a distant figure or a painting on a church wall, but face to face. Jesus spoke to him, comforted him, and gave him a message that would guide the rest of his life. Then Landon saw his father Andy, the same dad who had just died in that car crash. But Andy wasn't broken or hurt. He was perfect, whole, and at peace. But wait, it gets even more mind-blowing. Landon met 2 other people in heaven. 2 relatives he had never seen before in his life. People he couldn't possibly have known about. Back in the hospital, doctors were preparing Julie for the worst. They told her that if Landon survived, and that was a big if, he would never be the same. He'll remain like an 8-year-old child forever, they warned. He won't be able to walk, talk, or even eat properly due to brain damage. Julie, having just lost her husband, was willing to accept anything. But something incredible was about to happen. While Landon was fighting for his life in that hospital bed, Julie was facing her own nightmare. She had to bury her husband while her son lay unconscious, surrounded by machines. At Andy's funeral, Julie hit rock bottom. "I was so angry and shattered," she later said. "I was railing at God. I didn't understand why this happened." But even in her anger, she never stopped praying for Landon. 2 weeks after the accident, Landon opened his eyes. The doctors ran test after test, expecting to find severe brain damage. But the tests showed something impossible: 0 brain damage. None. Not even a trace. Julie was overjoyed, but she faced a heartbreaking task. She had to tell her son that his daddy was gone forever. "Do you know where your dad is?" she gently asked. What Landon said next sent chills down her spine. "Yes, I know where he is. I saw him in heaven." But that wasn't all. Landon looked at his mom and said, "Oh Mom, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I saw your other 2 kids." Julie was stunned. She had suffered 2 miscarriages before Landon was born. They had never told him about those lost babies. There were no photos, no stories, no way he could have known. I knew they were my siblings even though no one ever told me, Landon explained. In heaven you just know. You know who everyone is. How do you explain that? How does an 8-year-old boy know about siblings who died before he was even born? During his third near-death experience, Landon encountered Jesus face to face. And Jesus gave him a mission that would change his life forever. Jesus came to me and told me that I have to go back to Earth, be a good Christian, and tell others about him, Landon shared. This wasn't just a dream. This was a direct message from Jesus Christ to an 8-year-old boy. Go back and tell the world I'm real. From that moment on, Landon knew his purpose. He and his mother began traveling, sharing their story, bringing hope to people who had lost everything. I want people to realize that Jesus is real, Landon says. There is a heaven. There are angels. Life does get better in the end. Today, Landon lives with 23 metal plates in his head. His nose was reconstructed from part of his skull. He's lost vision in one eye. But he's alive. He's thriving. And he's proof that miracles still happen. Julie's anger toward God transformed into unshakable faith. It's a huge blessing that I get to watch my child tell others about Jesus, she says. He's always ready to remind people that heaven is real, because he's been there. Landon Whitley died twice and came back with a message that's changing lives around the world. His story proves that death isn't the end, it's just the beginning of something incredible. If this story gave you hope, if it strengthened your faith, or if it made you believe that miracles are still possible, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and hit the bell icon to never miss these incredible true stories that the world needs to hear. Drop a comment below and tell me, do you believe Landon really met Jesus in heaven? In my next video, I'm sharing the story of a hardened atheist doctor who laughed at near-death experiences until he had one himself. What he discovered completely shattered everything he thought he knew about life, death, and God. But that's not all. I'm also working on an incredible series about people who've experienced miraculous healings that doctors can't explain. We're talking about terminal cancer disappearing overnight, paralyzed people walking again, and blind eyes suddenly seeing. These aren't just stories, they're documented medical cases that prove miracles are happening right now in our world. If you're dealing with loss, struggling with faith, or wondering if God still performs miracles today, these upcoming videos will give you hope and strengthen your belief in the impossible. You definitely don't want to miss any of these life-changing stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.